We're going to Puerto Rico. In case you want to know, gives you an idea of where Puerto Rico is at. Dominican Republic and Haiti are there. Cuba's right there. Florida's right there. And there's a teeny tiny island of Puerto Rico. A little bit better map there, so you get an idea of some of the things. Yes, Puerto Rico is surrounded. It's a tiny place. There's mountains in the middle. There's El Yunque, which is a tropical rainforest. The only one in the United States forestry, by the way. Rainforest. But we're going to hit some of those things as we go along. It is located in the Northeast Caribbean Sea, approximately 1,000 miles southeast of Miami, Florida. It includes other islands. Mona, Culebra, Vieques, and a bunch of little smaller islands that really you cannot, they're not big enough to sustain population. But people love to go there because it's a nice one-day trip or a 2-day trip. Just go and stay there, camp out, leave the next day, that type of thing. There's no running water or anything like that in these little islands. It roughly has 3.2 million residents, and San Juan is the most populous city. English and Spanish are both spoken there. Spanish tends to be, of course, the dominant one, but a lot of people have learned English, and for business-wise, they differ in one thing. Puerto Rico means rich port, although the natives, the Taínos, call it Boriquen. So you get, which means land of the valiant Lord. And they call themselves Borinqueños because they're from Borinquen. That's their way of saying it. All right. So the term Boricua and Borinqueño are commonly used to identify someone with Puerto Rican heritage. And the island is also popularly known as La Isla del Encanto. The Isle of Enchantment. Folks, I just have to tell you, having the beach so nearby is probably the best thing in the world. And I didn't know how good I had it until I moved to the States. That's okay. Puerto Rico, it's officially a Commonwealth of the United States. It is called Estado Libre Asociado, the Associated Free State. Basically, it's something that one of the governors came up with. Luis Muñoz Marin came up with this idea. Why don't we just say that we're a state, but really we're not? We're going to call ourselves a state, and we'll just say we have citizenship. We're American citizens, but we don't pay federal taxes, and we're not going to be represented in Congress or vote for the president. And the Puerto Ricans love that idea. And they still do. Because recently they had a referendum, would you want to be a state or be independent? They're like, we like it where we're at. Thank you very much. And really it's a good place to be. But they're American citizens. When
with
we
no
first
taxes.
Moved here,
American citizens with no taxes.
with no taxes.
Brilliant.
I know.
Can we suggest that
They do
somewhere?
have to pay. They do have at the end of the year. They do have to pay like the income tax, but it's not that much. It's not a big of a deal over there with that. They do get Social Security and Medicare because they do pay for that in a way. I'm not going to deal with that one. That's too much of a political rigmarole that I don't want to deal with. It is kind of funny that a lot of people don't know that Puerto Rico is part of the United States. When my parents went to Puerto Rico and they took care of my grandfather when he passed away, they moved here. Their card was quarantined because it came from a foreign country. My dad tried to get a driver's license, and they're like, "Where's Puerto Rico?" They're like, "We're in South America, it's Puerto Rico." But that's okay. And that's probably the same lady I had that wanted to know if, because when I went to get my license here, one of my IDs said junior on there and the other one didn't. And so she was confused, and I said, well, my father passed away, so I don't call myself Junior anymore. And she said, is that what Junior means? Does Junior mean that your dad's alive? I'm like, oh my Lord. DMV, they find them. They have, like I said, they've been citizens since 1917, and they don't vote for president or vice president. They do go to Congress, but they're not representing anything. Take a look at the size of Puerto Rico compared to Oklahoma. Like I said, it is a small island. It is larger than Delaware, and Rhode Island was smaller than Connecticut. One day, my dad had to go travel around the island to do different things. It was during the summer, and he said, hey, come with me. I said, sure, where are we going? He goes, around the island. And we literally went around the island in a day. We took care of business, we took care of stuff, and then we came right back. It's a good deal. It was fun. You know, when you're 13 years old, that's one of the funnest things to do. It is 18% the size of Hispaniola, 8% the size of Cuba. Anyway, as you can see, it is a tiny island compared to Oklahoma. The island itself has lakes. None of them natural. They're all man-made.
Wow.
It does have more than 50 rivers. If you look at this picture, you can see like little what looks like puffs of smoke, but really it's the rivers going out. It has a mountain range in the middle. The rivers on the northern island are bigger and higher flow capacity than those in the south. The south tends to be hotter than the north side of the island. But the cooler area is the mountains in the middle. It's so nice. So comfortable. Climate, 85 degrees average all year round. Maybe 90. Constant breeze. We didn't have air conditioners. We just had to open up the windows. Comfy. In the mountains, it does get about 70 or so. And because of that, it's weird. When you grow up in a tropical area, you're so used to walking out in the front yard and being able to pick a mango or pick a lemon from somewhere. And all of a sudden, you don't have to go to the supermarket. Because you have all the stuff growing in your backyard. People have all the stuff growing in the backyard. And it fascinates me that when you go there and people have mangoes, beautiful, beautiful, pink, huge, red mangoes. They're just rotting away because they don't eat them. They don't have enough time to eat them all. But it's that I miss that. I really do. I miss that I haven't been able to do whatever we want. Now we're gonna go to Ponce. Ponce is on the south side of the island. Ponce is a traditional type of city. It is a large city. It's probably the second largest. Don't quote me on that. Well, it has well-preserved old town features. If you notice, they have the facade of these buildings. Those are natural. Those are from Victorian age or so. And they still have those. They preserve those. They have beautiful beachy areas for you to go. They have a boardwalk, Paseo Tablado La Guancha. One of the best places is called Plaza de las Delicias. Delicias is the deliciousness, delicious, or delights. There we go, Plaza of the Delights. It is towards the middle of the town. You have Our Lady of Guadalupe Cathedral in the middle. You have a park on one side for Ponce Federico de Getao. You have one on the north side for Luis Muñoz Rivera, both political figures in the history of the island. And then you have a section over here called Parque de Bombas. Bombas does mean bombs, but in this case means pumps. Because it was probably the first fire station that they had in the town. This is one of my favorite places to go when I was little. Not only because it's really fun to go to the park. If you know the Hispanic culture, parks are crucial in the Spanish-speaking culture. I had a friend that came back from Spain, and she said drives me crazy that people are out in the park all the time. I've never seen that. But parks are crucial. We go to parks to hang out, to talk to people, to meet people. Kind of like the British have the pubs. You go there to meet people. You don't go there just to get drunk. You go there to meet people, to hang out. That's why I don't think we have a lot of need for psychologists. Neither do the British, because you just talk it out with everybody else around you and they get solutions to your problems. It works every time. There's also an old movie theater in that area. I'm talking old with a balcony, the whole bit. It's really cool. They'll play old movies. They have the Parque de Bombas, and there it is. It is a notable building. It's considered by far the most easily recognized landmark of the island. You show this to a Puerto Rican, they know exactly what it is. Parque de Bombas. It was established in 1883. When you go inside, it's nothing. Because it's basically it's now like a museum type thing. So you have the old car there that they used to use. You can go upstairs and walk around, and that's how it looks at night. It's very pretty, it's very nice to go and just hang out. The cathedral, it has over 300, it's over 300 years old. In 1670, they had a small chapel in the center of the colonial settlement in Ponce, and the building has been damaged by several fires and earthquakes during the 19th and 20th centuries. However, it's been rebuilt. 1931 to 37, reconstructed by architect Francisco Borrata Doria. Has a French neoclassical style. It has a pipe organ. There it is. And this is the interior of the church. Notice marble. Marble, 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 marble. And Spanish-speaking countries, marble floors, even at home. It's a lot cooler. You don't have to deal with vacuuming any carpets or having all that dust stuck around. Sorry, I'm throwing in my opinion on these things. But that's a view of the park with La Fuente de los Leones, I think it's called. Because they have all these lions, so they have a fountain of lions. And people just go and hang out and talk, and you meet there in the afternoon. After church, you go get some ice cream, sit around. It's just a family time. Now we're going to go to the Museo de Arte de Ponce. It is one of the best museums you've ever seen. It is at least 64 years old. It opened in 1959 in a colonial house, which is a small house. But then Luis Ferré, who was governor, but is also a philanthropist, he gave money and established the Luis Ferré Foundation, and they created this beautiful building there. The interior is gorgeous. 65, it was built. They built where it's housed right now. And it consists of approximately 4,500 works of art, from Baroque, pre-Raphaelite, Victorian, as well as Puerto Rican and Latin American art. It holds one of the biggest, if not the biggest, collection of Puerto Rican art anywhere. Okay. There's also another place you can go to there. Is Castillo Cerralles. The Cerralles family, oodles of money, with sugar cane and sugar products. Mostly rum. If you've ever heard of Don Q, it's a Puerto Rican rum. They're the families that owns it. So they built themselves a castle in Castillo Cerralles. It is used mostly right now for meetings and if you want, or as a museum type thing that people go and check it out. This is so cool. Doesn't taste as good as Bacardi. Sorry, it doesn't. But it's still good. But that's the they have like 2.5 acres, maybe 3 acres of land. They have a fountain. This is the interior. Very traditional Spanish interior. This is Spanish houses. The traditional Spanish houses are built with a patio inside. If you go to New Orleans, French quarters. All the houses are like this. Really, it was the Spanish quarters before the French took it. Don't tell the French; they would like to leave them alone. But they have the patios are on the inside. I think that's one of the coolest things that you could have a patio on the inside. When I was in high school, a friend of mine told me that his uncle, who was a lawyer, bought himself an old convent. Well, it turned out the old convent, it was like this, with the patio built on the inside. And his uncle loved it because then he could have parties and celebrations inside the house, and it's all right there. You don't have to go, set up stuff outside. You have everything set up on the inside. And the patios are usually not with lawn or whatever. They're tiled. They're prepared for whatever. They're really nice. And you can just walk to the kitchen from there, whatever. And then you have this wonderful little place where you can go taste, don't cool. But party is the same thing. You go and tour the place, and they give you a little taste afterwards. Now, one really cool place to go there is called La Parguera. La Parguera is a bioluminescent bay. It is. There's Ponce, and if you go west of there, there's a bay, the phosphorescent bay, la Bahía Fosforescente or bioluminescent. Now, one of the big products there is azúcar. I can say it like Celia Cruz. Azúcar! Love that woman. It is big. That sugarcane is huge. It's a huge thing there. Now, the whole process of making sugar, the first thing that you do is you burn it. You burn the cane down. And then you cut it. And you put it all in a truck. Take it to get it made into sugar or whatever. If you're lucky, you can drive behind one of those trucks. They hit the bump just right, and here comes the sugar cane, little chunks of sugar cane at you, and you can take it home and eat it. It's really good. It's nice and sweet. But Ponce de Leon began with the plants of sugar cane. I mean, they've been there pretty much since the island was discovered. It just seemed to be the thing to do there. Guarapo is a byproduct of it. Guarapo is sugarcane juice. You basically take the sugarcane and you squeeze it through this little machine, and it makes a juice. And you can add a little bit of water to it, or you just drink it like it is. It's almost like very, very sweet milk. It's not like you're eating sugar. Sugar, you have to realize, sugarcane is not that sweet. Sugar is just taking the sugarcane and refining it and refining it and refining it and refining it until it just becomes this white dust that is just mega sweet. And we have seemed to enjoy that. But sugarcane itself is not that sweet. It's good. It's a natural sweet type thing. And guarapo is just delicious. It's a nice, refreshing juice to have. It is very popular in Mexico, Cuba, Colombia, Venezuela, Panama, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Bolivia, Peru, Puerto Rico, and Brazil. Where sugarcane is big. Naturally. Now, on the opposite side of the island, you see, we were here in Ponce, we were down over here in La Parguera. We're going up here to Luquillo. Luquillo is an area, it's a town, it has about 5 or 6 neighborhoods, about cinco o seis barrios. It has the town, and nearby is the national forest. However, when you're Puerto Rican and you say, I'm going to Luquillo, you're not saying you're going to the town. Instead, you're going to the beach. This is the beach from El Yunque, which is nearby there. This is the beach there. The water is crystal clear, like pretty much all the water all around the island. It's a great place to go. It's a great beach to go hang out. And they have, I didn't get any pictures of them. I couldn't find pictures of them. They have these little booths that you can go outside, but once you're done, you can buy food, snacks, and you know when you go, I don't know if you guys do this, but when you go to the beach, you want, even though you're in salt water, you want to eat something salty. That happens to me. I don't know why. And they have these things called bacalaitos. Bacalao is cod. It's codfish. Bacalaitos is shredded codfish in a batter, and then they fry it. And oh, it's heaven. Salty and just. I'll find you some pictures sometime. Now we're going to go to El Yunque. El Yunque is part of the United States Forestry Service. It is our only tropical rainforest in the Forestry Service. It has nearly 29,000 acres. It's a small size, but you're going to find waterfalls, you're going to find parrots, you're going to find all kinds of fish and flowers. You're going to find El Coqui. El Coqui is the tree frog, which is about this big. Makes a very loud sound for his size. The Coqui is so well known that it even has. That's the sound they make. And it's not just in the country, it's in the city. And there's never just one, there's like 100 of them in your backyard. And this is the song El Coqui. Now we're going to go do a quick trip to San Juan. San Juan is the capital. It is the largest city. It sits on the Atlantic coast. Has Isla Verde, which is one of the largest beaches you can go to. It has resorts, bars, nightclubs. It has casinos. That's the latest thing that they added. They had casinos not so long ago. You also have landmarks like El Morro, La Fortaleza. Population right in 2020 was 327,000. The numbers have gone down because of after the hurricane went by. The numbers have gone down quite a bit. What you see is a combination of old traditional. You have the Spanish walls protecting the city, the whole bit, but it's very modern because you have all the high-rise buildings and people love. Over there, people live in condos. Most people like to live in a condo. They don't like to live in a house as much. I like houses. That's just me. In the metropolis of the Caribbean, constantly growing and moving forward. As you can see, you have this is El Condado, by the way. El Condado is the touristy area. Lots of hotels around there. La Bahia del Condado. You have the area over here where you have the old Spanish fort. That white building is where the governor lives. And then they have a convention center. They just built that not too long ago. Very modern looking convention center. There you go. There's a nice picture of it. This is La Bahia El Condado, the Bay of El Condado. All the buildings there. Some of these are casinos. Some of them are hotels. My uncle used to work in one of those. Miramar, was it? I think. Yeah, Miramar Hotel. In San Juan itself, nearby there is Viejo San Juan, which is what, if you were paying attention to the video, people were walking. They were walking at teeny tiny streets. Yes, there's a Spain size of streets, the old style. It's been around longer than the U.S. has been around. Those houses are preserved. They're kept. They don't destroy things and suddenly put a skyscraper in there. No, they're gonna leave it all there. If they need to remodel, they remodel the inside, not the outside, so that it'll all be very, they keep that atmosphere of the old style. Lots of restaurants, lots of clubs, lots of places to go hang out and party. Come on, baby.